Hey, what's up guys? Today's video is gonna be pretty quick, pretty simple, and just for fun. Over the last 8 or probably maybe even a year, I've just been collecting all of my excess resin. Anytime I'm doing a project and I have excess, I collected it in a little tray and it's stacked up, and we got this piece. We went over to the water jet channel and we had it cut out. They're going to be making a project out of the rest of the piece that I gave them. So we'll have a link to that down in the description. We don't even know what the project's gonna be yet while we're filming. Anyways, I've got this chunk here. We're just gonna really quickly use these 2 hole saws. We're gonna cut ourselves out a ring blank. I'll use my lathe and we'll turn it into a ring pretty quick. Should look pretty cool. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, I've got 2 hole saws selected from my Patrick Adair Supplies Diamond Hole Saws kit. That'll give us the perfect inner and outer diameter we need to make this into a ring. Now once it's clamped down, I'm using water to keep the resin from overheating. All right, we successfully got a blank, our first try, no cracking or chipping, so that's a good sign. Let's go ahead and start on the next step. Now I'll use my boring bar on my lathe to precisely get this ring to the exact size I want. Then I'll go ahead, sand and polish the inside to give us the final finish that we need. Now it's time to throw it onto one of my expanding ring mandrels, but because we just polished the inside so nicely, I want to protect the inside surface, so I'll wrap it in electric tape. That'll keep the ring from getting scratched. Now I just need to trim a little bit of excess resin off the outer diameter. That'll keep this ring from being too bulky, which would make it uncomfortable. And this was probably the funnest part of the whole process. There's just kind of crazy colored confetti flying all over the shop. This is a lot of fun. All right, now I'll just repeat those same finishing steps to the outside diameter of the ring and this thing will be finished. I said it was gonna be a simple video, I wasn't lying. This is quick and to the point, but if you wait around for another few seconds, we'll be able to see the finished product. I won't spoil the fun, but it actually has a really, really cool look to it. All right, here it is finished. I love how the off-axis cut we did to our slab of resin was able to skew the lines this has. It gives it a really kind of cool optical illusion effect, especially if you hold it at the correct angle. It has just a really cool and unique look to it. I also really like the fact that this is just insanely colorful as a ring. It's just a really fun, casual, everyday wear sort of ring. Obviously, this ring is not going to be available for sale, but I definitely encourage you guys to try this at home. One of the biggest pieces of advice I would have for you is if you're pouring multiple layers of resin, to make sure to use really rough sandpaper and scratch up the surface of the resin in between each layer. If you don't do that, you might have your layers start to separate on you. Also, make sure to use epoxy, not polyester resin. There's a difference. Polyester resin shrinks when it hardens. That's going to completely separate your layers. You do not want that. If you're looking for a good epoxy, we've got one available on the supplies website. We also have a lot of other really useful tools and materials for ring making on the patrickadaresupplies.com website as well. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you again in next week's video.